The Sasquatch Enigma has been created to learn about the elusive being known as Sasquatch, aka Bigfoot. We can learn through others sharing their experiences and knowledge about this mysterious subject. No two encounters are exactly the same, but over time, as you observe experiences shared, there are some aspects many have in common. There are a lot of behavior patterns that get reported which seem quite paradoxical. One of these has to do with visual sightings. On one hand, Sasquatch seem to be an incredibly elusive, perhaps even shy being. On the other hand, there are numerous reports of them crossing right in front of a car in a desolate area where you would think there is no way they didn't know the car was there. Others report a sighting where they can only describe it as the Sasquatch allowing itself to be seen for whatever reason. Each individual has their own presumption as why this may have happened, and yet we can only speculate. If they are actually shy or perhaps even have an aversion to being seen, then why is it that at times it can only be described that it seemed they wanted to be seen? Another area where there seems to be a paradox is in experiences reported around people's property. Once again, referring to what seems to be a very elusive nature. Some report what can only be described as Sasquatch around their property wanting to make their presence very known by the people who live there. These types of seemingly conflicting situations open up unending cans of worms, with bottomless rabbit holes of speculation. Maybe some of this was never meant to be understood, and yet I can't help but continue to ask why and try and understand. Another area of seeming paradoxical behavior has to do with the nature of the experiences. Numerous people describe a negative, hostile, or aggressive behavior, and yet perhaps just as many talk of what they felt was a benevolent encounter. Because of these, people come up with contradictory descriptions, ranging from an evil nature, even demonic, to the other end of the spectrum, to a friendly or even loving presence. This also seems to be the case in different indigenous peoples' descriptions, ranging from a cannibalistic wild man to Big Brother. These all make it hard for the casual researcher to come up with a definitive conclusion into the nature of what kind of being we are dealing with. There's even a bit of division amongst researchers who hold different and even contradictory beliefs about the nature of Sasquatch. If you have followed along with this so far, you will likely understand the sentiment offered by so many. The more I know, the more questions I have. Even with all the seeming contradictions, paradoxes, and even confusion, I find myself continuing on, seeking further understanding, and perhaps some of you feel the same.